Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, my friends. Short and sweet. Today we are watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 2, Episode 10, First Contact, the season finale. I cannot believe that we are here. I have numerous things that I am speculating about. See the end of my thoughts on Episode 9 as to what I'm thinking about here and my predictions at the beginning of Episode 9. I don't want to recap them here because I think I'm going to be wrong about a million of them and I don't want to double down. I'm too much of a coward. I will say this, though. I avoid everything about any future episodes or ones I haven't seen. First Contact is the name of this episode. Normally, you would default to, hey, a civilization just achieved warp and it's time to make contact and invite them into the galactic community. But that's not where my mind went. My mind went, since all of my Star Trek basis has come from the movies, my mind went to the Next Generation movie, First Contact, where sure, Zephyr and Cochrane achieved warp, met the Vulcans, got us into the galactic community under or with the backdrop of the Borg. That's where my mind is, friends. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I get surprised in the worst possible way, as far as emotionally compromised. But my friends, let's do this. If you do me a favor, hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. You'll be alerted anytime we go live on YouTube with any Star Trek. If you want that Star Trek early, my friends, link to the Patreon is in the description. But right now, there's nothing to it but to do it. For an entire season, we've waited for this, or I have. It's time to engage maximum warp reaction. And for the last time this season, and for the last time in yellow, away we go. No cold open. Oh, we do have a cold open.
The Cerritos has rendezvoused with the Archimedes
Archimedes?
so that we can assist in her first contact of the Leperians.
The lab system is fairly unassuming. A gas giant, couple Class J's.
Oh, in person, the Admiral.
The Cerritos will be positioned outside the system.
Isn't that overly cautious for a planetoid?
Once formalities are complete, the Cerritos can install subspace transponders and join us for a celebration with the local.
One more thing, Captain Freeman. I've
Nice.
heard that congratulations are in order.
Uh-oh, did she get a new ship?
Oh,
Jen.
great, Jennifer. I'm sure you just love catching me with contraband, but can you try not to rat me out to ransom this time, okay?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, please, I know you hate me.
She's leaving.
I don't think about you at all.
Whoa!
Enjoy your final mission on the Cerritos. New ships are exciting, but trust me, you'll miss your crew.
You don't think the Admiralty will let me transfer my senior staff?
With California class, Command likes to keep a real sense of consistency. You're gonna have to make some tearful goodbyes.
Wow. Okay, that's a cold open. I got an immediate headache from that. Immediate. Oh, I can't believe this. Okay. Well, you know what? Carol's been talking about this for literally 2 seasons. So would they make Ransom captain or bring in a new captain? Oh! We had the Klingons in there before? Somebody told me that the battle changes, but most of the rest of the stuff does not change. In the intro. All right, Cerritos. I have a bad feeling about this. I think the Archimedes is an Excelsior class. If I'm guessing, just by the way that the body of it looked Excelsior class. I don't know the more recent ones, though, so.
Hey, Boimler, my implant's messing up my vision. Can you take my shift in cetacean up so I can get it fixed?
Hey, I was just hiding behind a bush and I heard the captain's getting a promotion.
Whoa, really? Good for her.
Bad for us. I don't want a whole new captain. We can end up with some weirdo with a riding crop.
Oh, promotion means a big party and a fancy dinner. I hope it's fajitas.
She's getting a capital class, I would guess.
Plus, she hasn't even told Ransom. And he'd probably be super pissed. Thanks, Boimler.
Mariner, no. Mariner?
No, there's no reason to sow chaos here, Beckett.
Oh no, Dr. Ta'ana wants to see me in her office. I think she's mad at me.
Come on, Dr. T's grouchy, and you're great. I'm sure you're overthinking it.
What's wrong with your implant?
You don't think this alert will mess with my work, do you?
You can't see, bud.
Yo, what's up? Talk about bridge crew stuff? Tough gig.
This booth's full and...
This booth is full.
But first, I think I have something that you guys are going to want to hear. Yeah, so I was on this...
Oh, Beckett. Don't make this any more difficult for Carol. I don't know the new classes really well, friends. I think it's Excelsior. It reminds me of it, but it could easily be something else.
Shax, any update on those phaser repairs?
No, and if there was an update, I would tell you. I wouldn't keep that information to myself. I'm an open book.
Okay, so Shax, is that tactical?
Look, at this point, that's pretty f***ing clear. She's not cut out for medical.
What?
What? Okay, that's a misunderstanding there.
Command doesn't like shuffling crews off California class.
Oh, that's such f***ing bullshit. We are just as good as any other f***ing class. Our warp works twice as f***ing fast as any other ship in the fleet.
Whoa, Mr. Billups.
Phillips! Hell yeah, dude!
They'll be bringing on someone new.
What? This is ridiculous.
Are you serious? That's not fair.
Yeah, Beckett, what is that?
I don't think that Dr. Ta'ana cares about being nice. She's more into hostility. I should have been more mean.
No, Tendi, you're great. Don't...
Let's go visit all your favorite places on the ship so you can have a proper goodbye.
That's a great idea.
Ow!
This is gonna come back to be bad. That's a pretty ship. That is a pretty ship.
I'm okay. Please don't. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. I've done way worse in front of much more intimidating captains.
Ah, get us to like the captain and the crew.
This is where we watch the Trivoli pulsar.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah?
I am attached to the ship. I love the Cerritos. I have for a long time now, and no one can tell me otherwise.
I love the Cerritos too.
And we love you guys.
Where we should go next? Somewhere off limits.
The rubber ducky room?
Better.
Rubber ducky room.
Look, your complaints are noted. Now get back to your stations.
Oh, come on.
I like Billups just losing his mind.
Gosh, you've got so much to learn.
Oh boy.
The Lapirian sun just emitted an unpredicted flare. It's headed straight for that planetoid.
Oh. Debris. Oh no! What is that? Dark matter? Well, she's okay. She's just on the drift, it looks like. Man, she's really on the drift.
All right, give me the bad news.
Magnetized ionic plasma in those fragments overloaded the ship's systems. It's like we were hit with an EMP. That means...
Unless we figure something out, first contact is gonna be us crashing into that planet.
Okay, okay.
That's enough existential dread. Let's get back to work.
Good job.
The Archimedes took a full hit. Her engines are down. That planetoid was stuffed with radiolytic isotopes.
Get in there.
If we can get a tractor beam on them...
Not gonna happen, Captain. That debris is caught in the orbit, too. If a piece as small as a pomegranate hit our shields, the reaction would knock out our systems.
Oh, you can't touch it either.
If we project any sort of energy field, it'll draw the plasma right to us.
Break the rules! There has to be something we can do, right?
She's got nothing. Oh, she's got nothing.
If I can navigate through the debris...
You haven't piloted anything in years.
I don't know, but look at all this ionic plasma. This is bad.
Why do you act like this?
Because I'm a Kirk-style free spirit who kicks butt and is super intimidating.
Kirk style free spirit.
You have to drop your defenses and make some allies. That's it.
Yeah. Rutherford, were you spying on us?
I think I know how to save the Archimedes. We have to drop our defenses. Yes, so we remove the hull.
What?
Then we'd have to fly through a dangerous debris field with zero protection.
But you can do it with the yacht.
We take a serious beating, but Captain, this can work.
The Archimedes needs our help, so we have to remove our hull one panel at a time. I'm calling on every officer, no matter what your usual duties are. We
Chet.
never back down from a challenge. Now, get to work. Cerritos strong.
Nice. I got chills, Carol. Okay, so this is the little First Contact throwback, if I remember correctly. Didn't they do this in First Contact by releasing where the Borg had placed that kind of relay? I think I remember.
That's odd. Your storage is maxed out.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Last year, I lost all my memories of Tendi, so whenever I make a new one, I save 3 copies just in case it happens again.
Well, it's only gonna get worse until you free up some space.
But what if I forget her again?
Son, if you can't keep making new memories, doesn't matter.
Billups.
Sir, are you sure this is a good idea?
A powered down view screen isn't going to be any help. I need to see where we're going.
Everybody's got to be in suits. What? Oh. Oh, my beautiful baby.
Well, at least when I'm gone, you won't have anyone pissing you off around here.
She's gonna miss you.
You are always trying to change me. You know what? I am glad this is your last mission here.
No, you're not. No, that's not how that works, Beckett. You can't generate a fight to make it easier to say goodbye. Last one.
You okay?
Nice job, Billups.
Captain, if we're going, we have to go now.
That panel's just gonna have to come off on the fly. Red alert! Helm, get us up to speed.
On the fly. I am tense as hell.
Hold on, I gotta do something.
What if someone asks why he has it?
We programmed that in. He'll think it was elective.
Huh? Ha! I can see again! But I think I remember something I wasn't supposed to. Guys, quick! We need a hand!
What?
Once again, Beckett Mariner saves the day. Of course, my frickin' mom will get all the praise.
Oh, shut up! You're just mad because you don't want her to leave.
So what if I am, okay?
Way to go, Brad.
The captain needs our support, especially from you. Look, however this rescue goes, either we're gonna be dead or she's gonna be on a new ship. Is this really how you want to leave things with her?
Of course not. But I can't patch things up now. I have to swim down and unclamp a thingy.
No, you don't! Boimler's got this.
You guys don't understand my family.
We are your family! We will always be there for you, and right now we're heading into a pile of crazy, dangerous space debris!
Whoa, Tendi,
I don't know. Just trust us. We can do this. Go to the bridge, apologize, and make sure
Yes.
Mom doesn't get us all killed!
Trust in these three.
Oh, wow, that's a really long tunnel. I'm not sure if I...
Brad, you got it.
Wants to dive into the unknown, now's your chance. So, get diving.
You've got it, Brad. You've got it, Brad. This whole season, buddy. You've been growing. Let's do this, bud.
So, you guys doing anything for Captain Freeman Day?
That's for Cabs. Come on, Brad. Come on, buddy. Going with just thrusters, Jack. Woo!
Also, I was being a jerk too, and I love you. Aww. Now post up. We need all the help we can get. Prepare to cut.
Wow. Beckett and Jen working together.
Come on.
Come on, Brad.
Panels free!
Cut power!
Way to go, Brad. Oh, no. No, Brad. No, bud. No, there's no way.
He's in a rush!
We have to get him to sick bay.
There's no time! Incoming! Direct ahead!
I can't avoid it! Brace for impact!
Brace for impact, dude. What's going on?
Come on, you're gonna make it.
There you go, Tendi.
I saw a koala.
Yeah, you know, it's probably best you just keep that to yourself.
Yeah, Tendi knows what that is. Oh my God, she's out of the ship.
No!
Is it Jen? Hell yeah! I don't know why that made me tear up. I love it. Well, how are they going to stop this descent now? Oh my God, they lost the nacelle.
Wait, what's happening? It's the Cerritos!
The Cerritos saves the day in this season finale.
The Archimedes is in stable orbit, Captain. No lives lost.
Amazing. Amazing.
Hey, I'm proud of you, Mom. You saved the day, kept it together. I guess I understand why Command was so impressed.
Thank you, but I'm a little nervous. How do I look?
Like a badass captain who knows what's up.
You look great, Carol.
I am Captain Carol Freeman of the starship Cerritos, and I come in...
Laperia welcomes you! We must drink!
Hey, I like these guys. Wow, got some backup there.
Ensign Tendi, get over here.
Listen, I know what you're gonna say, and I'm so sorry for letting you down. I know I don't belong in sickbay.
You're right, you don't. You master everything you put your mind to. It's unsettling.
Oh, thank you?
You shouldn't be treating phaser burns. I'm moving you into senior science officer training.
Wait, like, to work on the bridge? Like, Jadzia Dax?
Who the is that? I don't know who that is. No, like Spot.
I don't know who that is.
Thank you so much.
I'm okay with this.
Aw.
Hey, happy first contact, Cap.
Oh, thank you, Jack. It was great.
Are you?
Oh, she's drunk.
Captain Gomez is recovering nicely.
It was kind of her to let me finish the mission. No ego on...
Oh, here we go.
Hey. Thanks for doing a super dangerous spacewalk to save my life. That was pretty cool.
No worries. Cerritos strong, right?
Totally.
Congrats, Brad. You were a real hero today.
Thanks, but anyone would have done the same.
Whoa, check out Mr. Humble Confidence. Where'd you come from?
I guess when you almost drowned in whale pee.
To the captain!
No. To the Cerritos!
Nice.
Nothing would make us prouder than seeing you move up to bigger and better.
Maybe bigger, but for better.
Never better.
I'm
Yep.
turning down the transfer.
What?
No, you can't do that. There's more here.
Captain Freeman, I'm Commander Mandel. Under the authority of Starfleet Command, you...
I have to stop you right there, Commander.
She's gonna... They're arresting you.
Is my home.
You're under
What?
arrest for the destruction of Pac-led Planet.
What? What are you talking about?
Hey, let her go!
This is madness!
Captain, what are your orders?
Stand down!
Jack was ready to fight.
She had nothing to do with this!
That is for a tribunal to decide.
It's ridiculous.
We have the truth on our side, and I don't want the crew finding out until we know more.
Congratulations, Captain. On behalf of the crew...
Starfleet Security, this woman is under arrest.
She had nothing to do with it. It's ridiculous that you're doing this. Was this the plan? Was the plan to get rid of Carol? There's no way, right? What's going on? Give me something to be continued, you sons of bitches. Sons of bitches. All right, friends. Just watched Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 2, Episode 10, the season finale, First Contact. And my friends, there's nothing left to do but to talk about it. All right, friends, we just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 2, Episode 10, First Contact. So, of course, I was wrong about the idea that, the First Contact, I thought that I bit on that red herring, I think. The First Contact being something Borg-related. When everybody had I really bought into it when I saw that everybody on the Archimedes had like the gray on gray with the color coordinated turtleneck underneath, just like in First Contact. And I thought, yeah, we're definitely going to get Borg in this one. But no, we didn't. And the teaser of the Borg in the end of episode 9 wasn't true. Or I should say it was a misdirect, which of course I bid on. So, man, these last 2 episodes, again, I guess I got myself thinking that we would have more of the same, which is shame on me. I should never think that, they're going to follow a formula for Lower Decks. That's like the most anti-Lower Decks ever, to be like a formula-driven show where we can expect certain things at certain times. Definitely, we'll keep that in mind for the future seasons. This one was a great action episode. I usually prefer more of the exploratory stuff and space anomalies and things like that. But this one was definitely action. It wasn't combat, which is kind of like my least favorite thing. I enjoy ship-to-ship combat every once in a while, but normally I don't like to default to it. I like the more of the science-y Star Trek stuff. And this one was a science problem that had a lot of action in it. solar flare, blows up the planetoid and knocks everything out because of the stuff. A very unique problem. And again, when we saw them releasing the exterior hull plating panels, correct me if I'm wrong, but in First Contact, whenever the Borg were creating that like giant subspace relay to call the rest of the Borg collective, they had it placed onto one of the exterior hull platings, and they had to go out and release the whole hull plating. Wasn't that what they did? So it was, again, I definitely think they were calling back and making us kind of think about First Contact, the movie. I liked a lot of the resolution that we saw on the Cerritos. But I mean, let's just jump to the point. We didn't really have too much advancement with everybody. Tendi now is going to be a senior science officer, not senior science, but senior science officer track. Like she's, Dr. Tiana wants her, to away missions and be more Spock. And then, Brad was being Brad, but Brad showed us, and again, I had the theory, or the hint, not a theory really, it was just, I always have this problem, and I've had it since the moment that they split Brad, is which Brad do we have? Original Brad or teleporter Brad? And the jury's still out on that for me, by the way, because this season's Brad Boimler is so different from season 1 as far as what very similar in kind of like the exchanges and things like that, but the actual actions, the actual putting his money where his mouth is, Brad is night and day from where he was in season 1. And we got to see that when he had to dive down and unlock the last, hull plating sheet. But, let's leave it at there for Brad. Brad's had exceptional growth. Is that because of just Brad becoming a Brad becoming a better officer? I like to think so. I'm still keeping a pin in the potential that we are dealing with teleporter clone Brad, but I don't think that that's something they'll do. We'll see. I'm definitely not tired of this, but I'm glad that we had a final resolution, or it seems sort of final resolution to the Carol and Beckett current relationship. It seemed to always go hot and cold with them, and there was always some reason for Beckett to be mad, or some reason for Carol to be kind of, domineering and things like that. This seems to be done. The one that we need to talk about is Rutherford. That brief moment where we saw, very deliberately when he had to reboot, saw that, oh, what do we do here? Oh, he'll think it's elective. Now, what that means to me is, what is then his implant really for? If this isn't what we were led to believe, an injury that required the Vulcan implant, then why was he given the Vulcan implant? He's an ensign on a California class, and I don't want to be dismissive, but it has no tactical, if somebody wanted to learn more about Starfleet, the lower decks of the Cerritos is really not where you need to be. You know what I mean? If they're thinking, kind of like the long con, like Manchurian candidate type of thing, where eventually, if this thing is kind of transmitting information, or like if this thing is providing data dumps, like an espionage type of thing, then, maybe they're hoping that Rutherford will advance through, it's a real long con, in that, he'll eventually get to some place where, like Daystrom or someplace like that, where they could, really get some information. So I think that, what we're looking at here is, for a season finale, the number one thing to take away from this, as I've already talked for a couple of minutes, Carol's removal from the Cerritos. So we're not done with the Pakled story. I thought that we were, and I thought that, I mentioned it in the end of the last episode. If that's the payoff for the investment of the Pakled storyline, it was a weak payoff. Now, obviously, I didn't know the whole story, and I'm certainly glad that I didn't, because this is a much stronger, a much more strategic, a much more, I want to say, a more black opsy type of thing to get. If the goal was to destabilize the region, the Paklids did that. They destabilized the region. And even making the Klingons believe that they were helping the Paklids and blah, 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 maybe even the Klingons were a red herring at this point. They thought they were the ones that were providing these things to the Paklids. And this might easily be something, to the, I would have thought that if they said, oh, Pakled planet blew up, I'd think to myself, well, those idiots, no offense, Pakleds out there, those idiots blew up that bomb testing it again, like they said that they were testing it, in the last episode. But then we have this kind of finger pointing that Carol is the one behind the destruction of a planet, or at least, not behind, but directly responsible for the bomb being there and yada, yada, yada. The charge is levied. So here's my thing. Carol has done admirably as the captain. She would definitely be somebody in that region of space that the Cerritos patrols and works in. Like we mentioned before, the Cerritos would be a known ship. It would be somebody that, definitely in those space lanes that people could see and identify, oh, that's Captain Freeman's ship, the Cerritos. I can easily see that it having that level of recognition in the quadrant. I don't know how to say this because, we focus our attention on the Cerritos, and so it's very important to me and to everybody that watches it. How important really is the Cerritos in the quadrant? How important really is Carol Freeman's presence and command of the Cerritos in the quadrant? I don't know the answer to that. On the surface, it would appear not that great. Like if the Cerritos were removed from the quadrant, what does that do? If Freeman was removed as the captain of the Cerritos, what does that do? How does that work towards a destabilization, or what goals, what's the benefit of having her gone? And if all of the Pakled stuff, and maybe Carol's removal is just one small part of the plan. I'm going to be thinking about this one up until, it's revealed, if it's ever revealed, because it speaks of a broad design, and I don't know if we've been provided with enough information to begin slotting in the rationale or the reasoning for this action at the end of the season. This is a thinking episode, and this is a thinking season, to be very honest with you. And while I enjoyed season 2 immensely, never doubt that these episodes I love. I love these characters. I love the story that's being told. I love the time that it's taking to tell the story, and that's my point for season 2. We spoke about it before. I never knew how long the creators of Lower Decks had. Like, how long did they think that they had? 10 episodes? Okay, so they wrote a 10-episode story. I think that's sort of evident in season 1. Season 2 hits, and I think that somebody told me in a comment that, after season 1, they were sort of told, hey, you've got a season plus going forward. So if that's the takeaway that the writers and the creatives had going into season 2, I am spinning more and more towards the idea that season 2 was a very enjoyable season filled with setup. And I think that it's the hallmark of great writing. It's planning. It's the long story. It is the long con. I'll end with one of my last comments will be this. This is terrible for me to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't think they should have brought Shax back. I don't. I'm going to stand by that. I don't think they should have brought Shax back. I think that there is way more weight to this show, way more emotional stakes, way more investment with the potential for loss if Shax did not come back. I think his role could have been filled with, Kayshawn or Jet or somebody else that might be conceivable. I think that here's what I think. I think that the Cerritos and the story at this moment, they could be setting me up so that Shax is very necessary going forward. The Cerritos and the entire story could have been better served to this point with Jet being promoted to his role. I don't know. I did like Kayshawn appearing, so I would definitely want him still part of it. I don't know, friends. I ended season 1 super spun up, emotional, and this one I just think that, it was one of those season finales that was like, we're not going to tell you anything. We're going to leave you hanging on this cliff. So be it, my friends. My friends, if you stuck with me for this episode, this season, this series, do me a favor and hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with Lower Decks, Star Trek, sci-fi, anything. You'll be here, my friends. And if you'd like any of those adventures early, please join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description. And I'll end by saying this, my friends. Thank all of you so much. All of you that watch Lower Decks, that comment, that, make me think, correct me, give me little behind the scenes tidbits, and all in a non-spoilery fashion, which is fantastic. Because like I've always said, I rely on you all for the information, because if I go on the internet for it, something's going to be ruined for me. And I just can't do it. Not with Lower Decks, not with the original series. I am enjoying these way too much to take that risk. I don't want to have some great episode ruined for me. Or great moment, great story beat, great, character triumph ruined for me because I literally, something pops up and there I wasn't even looking for it, but by God, there it is. You all bridge that gap for me. You all, being Star Trek fans or following with me in this adventure, you provide me with these non-spoilery advice and guides. And my friends, I couldn't appreciate it anymore. And, at the end of each of these seasons, it hits me as to just how lucky I am. Just how lucky I am to be able to sit here and talk with you all and have all of you help me. I mean, I never, ever expected this. I thought, doing this little thing as a hobby would just be my way of learning Star Trek and getting back into Star Trek, or getting into Star Trek, period. Being the fan that I always wanted to be for Star Trek. And then all of you show up. And it's so much more than I ever thought it would be. So much more fulfilling. I'm at a loss for words. And it's because of all of you and because of how fucking awesome you are that I love and appreciate you all. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I think that type of sentiment gets thrown around way too much nowadays. But I absolutely mean it. Thank you all. And so until we start season 3 of Lower Decks, which will be very, very, very soon, I guess we should say goodbye. And where should we say goodbye from? Let's say goodbye, my friends. Normally we say goodbye from the lower decks of the Cerritos. But today I think we should say goodbye from the table where we sit with our friends. Rutherford, Tendi, Beckett Mariner, and Bradward Boimler. As we look around at all of our friends and as we take this moment to pause between seasons, I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for this story. I'll see you.